Hi there folks, quiet engine here. Like I always say, I like to start on that grill. It's been a long time since I've shared a video, quite a long time. And it was a video that I really didn't know how to tackle because of some of the subjects that's going to be dealt with. I know an awful lot of people have been looking forward to seeing this car running. I'm one of them. Sometimes you get some news that creeps in and makes you realize that maybe things aren't going to be as easy as you thought they were. Maybe they're just out of your control. The last time I spoke, my engine block was a boat anchor because it needed to be re-sleeved. It needed a ton of work doing to it. I sent it off, the weeks went by, and then the months went by, and a few other things cropped up, and things were brought to my attention that weren't there before. And it's heartbreaking. It's really heartbreaking. Because you think, what now? Because I'm in the UK. It's not easy for me to get parts. It's not easy for me to just do an engine swap. The engine's all I've got. It's this one or nothing. So I got some feedback from the guy who was working on my engine. And it's back. It looks very messy still. And admittedly my father is convinced, and my mother is convinced, that something's not been done to it. They're convinced that something's not quite right, because as you can see it's still just as filthy as it was before. But what I can say is that those look a little bit cleaner and a little bit better than they were before. Now, all the bearings and everything are still looking pretty rough, and there is an awful lot of oil still on the engine block. I don't know why it's still as dirty as it is. I thought that it would be dumped in a chemical bath or something and cleaned right up. But apparently, the chap who I got this work done from, a guy by the name of Andy, I won't say who he is because I don't want a bunch of people just randomly bombarding him. He tries to keep himself to himself. If you know, you know. But basically, it's just started to rain over here a little bit, so I'll just tug this over a little bit, get you another little gluing there, one of those cylinders. Just tug that over. Ignore that, I was bringing it out to try and see if I could use that for weight. Actually, there you go, that's what I'll do. Stick that on there so it's a bit weight holding everything down. But basically, well, it's really coming down. Sounds like this video might get a bit of a shortening, but the transmission's out, which is absolutely filthy. I've got another video for that one lined up in the future. Technically speaking, they'll be coming out of order because maybe, who knows, depends whether I decide to reshoot the footage, but that's still a mess because it started to leak. But the block is back and it's been re-sleeved, and the next step is to just figure out about cleaning it all out, getting it all clean, getting it all tidied, because looking at it, I can accept that my family are a bit concerned, thinking that, you know, not enough work's been done on it, but I trust that the work's been done on it. We'll see. We'll see what we do. We'll see where we go. But it's been put back to stock, as far as I can see, which will mean that replacing all the cylinder rings, I've got all those. It's just a case of cleaning it all up now. I thought it was clean before. I look at it now and, yeah, it's still a little bit dirty. But I'm wondering if the oil's been sprayed on it just to stop it from flashing. You know, I've seen some people do that where they hone an engine out and they'll spray on it to make sure that it's clean. But regardless, whatever I do, whatever I have to do, it's going to be steps forward now. I'll need to be putting new freeze plugs in. I need to get those at some point, because it's still got the old ones in and I want to put brass ones in. There's an awful lot of traffic around out here. I'm somewhat surprised by it. But freeze plugs, I've got new bearings. The crankshaft's been turned. It's covered in some really weird stuff. I don't know what it is. I've never seen it before. It's almost like a rubber. I'll have to double check to see if is that the norm? Does anyone know if you've got a crankshaft and it comes back and it's kind of covered in some sort of rubbery gunk? How do I clean that off? Because I've never seen that before. But hopefully from now on, I don't know how regular my videos will be, because I've always prided myself on irregularity. That's why I drive an Edsel. Well, that's why I own an Edsel. It's not driving anywhere yet. But with the transmission and the bell housing and everything all pulled out now, that will also need to be cleaned and worked on. It's getting to the tricky part where, between you and me, a lot of the times my family, they're very loving and supportive, but they want to be in and they want to be involved, and they don't realise that that's my escapism from things. You know, it's part of just being able to run at my own pace and move at my own pace. There's no finish line, you know, I'm not racing because I've got a deadline to meet. I just want to move at my own pace and at my own time. And at what my wallet can afford, really, that's the big one. But we'll see what happens. But point is on my car's birthday, the engine came back home. No longer a boat anchor, just grimy and mucky and dirty, like most of my exes. I'm sorry, that's very un-PC of me, I do apologise. But for now, you all take care, stay safe, quiet engine, once more with an engine. All the best and take care to all of you and yours.